Greetings! This is another Sporcket video and today I'm going to show you my best creations yet. So, let's start the video by showing you a returning guest. So say hello to the AGS104-5 from my previous Sporcket video. Now the thing with this one is it still is the same as you have seen it in my previous video, except I made a second version. And as you can see, it has a nice camo and some skirt armor. Other than that, I think I removed some things to make the skirts fit onto the hull. Yeah, I guess that's really it. That's pretty much all the changes. Anyway, so I'm showing you this tank because, well, I'm showcasing my best tanks yet, and this is one of my best tanks, so it fits in this video as well. And also there are only 2.5 new tanks I have made since the last Sporcket video, so yeah, I need some extra watch time, so please stay. Anyway, so this thing, like last time, has multiple cool features, like everything that has hinges hinging, like these fenders, these access hatches, these crew hatches, these stowage bin lids. So yes, everything that can move is able to move, and it has a tank jack. Other than that, it's just a medium tank with a 75mm gun and a 310 horsepower engine. There's not a lot to talk about, mostly because I have already talked enough about this tank in the previous video, so let's see the 2 new tanks I have made. So, the first of the 2 new tanks I have created since the last Sporcket video is actually something that has a extremely unique feature to it, which you cannot see on any other tank ever created by anyone else, and I can guarantee you that, and it's well, you know what, I'll just let the tank speak for itself. It is the AGS105-4, and it is a very Soviet-style heavy tank. And probably the first thing you notice is the huge gun. Don't worry, it's just a 130mm gun. But the second thing you can observe on this thing is it has a few loose screws. The means of propulsion on this thing is unique, to say the least. It's a one-of-a-kind tank. Like, have you ever seen a screw tank? Well, yes, it's right before your eyes. You know what I mean. Actually, you might have seen the earliest version of it in a series called Community Steel, which has since been stopped. But yeah, here's the video if you want to see an earlier version of it. Anyway, so as for the tank itself, I think it is the first ever tank I have put a working cupola machine gun on, although that statement might be false on some levels, because you probably don't remember the tank, but I made a medium tank called the Ophanim, which had I believe 3 turrets on top of each other, so that was kinda similar to this in concept, but on a normal-ish tank, if you can call this thing anywhere near normal. I just genuinely cannot remember ever putting a tumor machine gun on. So yes, it has a working tumor machine gun, and yes, I'm calling this a tumor because, I mean, look at it. Anyway, other than that, I have stolen some decorative elements from the previously seen medium tank, and it also has opening things, like this opening rear hatch with 2 even smaller access, with 2 even smaller access hatches. Yeah, that's basically it. And yes, it is indeed capable of movement, because these add-on structures don't even have a collision model. so that makes moving forwards and backwards a possibility. Now let's do this, and let's do this. Yes, this Jacob loads the machine gun. I want to show you something. Look at this area right here. It's completely flat. However, if I depress my gun, this thing elevates. And if I elevate the gun, even more, it stays right there. And I am lying to you actually, because this is not actually possible in the game, so I cheated a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it works, so there's nothing to complain about here, I would say. Hey, I am doing whatever I can. But you might recall that I said there are 2.5 new tanks I have made, and I made the prototype of this as well. I know it looks weird, however, keep in mind that this is originally a scrap mechanic tank. Well, so is the other screw tank. So like, this is the prototype of the tank you have seen just about now. So you have briefly seen a medium tank and a heavy tank and its prototype. Now let's prepare ourselves for a main battle tank. Hell yeah! And it is the T-72 lookalike I have been posting about in my YouTube community section, so let's not waste any more time. Here it would be the AGS 108-5 Turul 1. So it is a Hungarian main battle tank actually, and the idea behind it is, what if the Soviet Union for some odd reason decided to let Hungary design a tank based somewhat around the T-72, and this would probably be the end result. I am really not sure, I'm just making a T-72 lookalike. I mean, I have made a T-72 lookalike, and I actually finished this thing today on Saturday, so it's a very, very fresh design. So, by the way, if you are wondering, I do also have a regular HGS version instead of the Hungarian colored version. So, yeah. Anyway, let's show you around the tank a bit. As you can see, there are headlights here. I modeled tow cables for it. You can see the driver position with the driver hatch that does open, although I am not sure how exactly it would work in real life, but I mean, engineering is a sort of magic, so I let the engineers of Sporcket land figure it out. I have made smoke grenade launchers for it, and they are individually modeled and just copied, so yes. You can see the sides having rubber covering, and also all of these lids open up, every single one of them. Yes, even these. And with these four, I had to make them individually, so yeah, that was very fun. The engine deck can open up, obviously. Here is the rear view, which is not very colorful because of the shadows, but let's solve that issue by making the tank pink. Actually, all of my tanks are pink while I'm working on them for this exact reason, so I can see in the shadows better. So yes, you can optionally hold fuel barrels, however I decided against that. And yeah, you have more storage bins. You even have the ability to mount a snorkel on the tank, although you have to unscrew the lids for it, so yes, it's kind of comical looking this way actually. of course the turret hatches open up as well. And another cool feature for this tank is that there is an independent commander's cupola, so this thing can rotate around, although the gun itself is non-functional, but there is a possibility to make it functional. You just have to slap an actual gun on it and just make sure that it functions. So yes, that's about it really. And yeah, that's the Turul main battle tank. It has a 130mm gun and my typical 610 horsepower engine, which for a main battle tank is very weak. However, keep in mind that the Soviet Union probably doesn't want Hungary to make a very nice tanks, especially considering that this is a T-72, and let's just remember what happened on the 23rd of October 1956. So yeah, actually that was this week, as I'm recording on Wednesday, I think. And so yes, it's kind of distasteful that I make a very Soviet-Hungarian tank on the week that we celebrate the Hungarian Revolution against the Soviets, but that's life, I guess. So yes, this is an extremely nice looking tank. I cannot humble myself about it because I'm just too proud. Unfortunate, I know. And oh, a cool detail, you can see the Hungarian flag here. However, if I move over to the HGS version, it actually uses a different license plate with my brown, grey and black flag. So yes, that's a cool little difference. Also, I nearly forgot to mention this. Let's just say that there's a joke hidden in it. It's a kind of a Hungarian specific joke, but if you know, you know. Anyway, so this would be the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, hit the dislike button. If not, hit the dislike button. If you want to, you can unsubscribe and tell me in the comments what you thought of the tanks I have shown you in this video. So yeah, thanks for paying attention. Bye.